What is going on, basketball lovers and hoop heads? Welcome back to Check Up. I'm Bryce, here as always to take you on a basketball discussion and adventure, some would say. And today I'm diving into the realm of clickbait. I'm diving into the most popular team in the NBA, and I'm making a claim about them. I'm going to go ahead and say it right here, right now. The Los Angeles Lakers are not championship contenders in this season. I say this for a couple of reasons. Mainly, though, it's the one thing that the media and a lot of people and the fans are starting to catch on to, and that's this team does not play defense, or at least not at a championship level. You see, given the personnel, myself and many others didn't really believe, especially when they traded for Luka last year, that the Lakers quite had enough to get to the promised land given the limitations of this roster. And because last year, after they made the trade for Luka, there was a short period of time where the Lakers were trying their ass off in the back half of the season when many other teams take their foot off the pedal. They were just trying their ass off for a couple of weeks, and they had a really good defense. And so people were like, oh my God, here we go. They're going to do it. Maybe they are championship contenders. I don't know. We should be scared of them. We get to the first round of the playoffs, and it turns out you shouldn't have been scared of them. And I don't know what changed in the offseason for people to start believing that everything would all of a sudden come into form. I mean, they went out and got DeAndre Ayton, famed defensive anchor DeAndre Ayton, and then they signed Jake LaRavia. And for the most part, that was about it. And I like one of those players. I don't so much care for DeAndre Ayton, but in my mind, I was trying to figure out why people, other than because this team is glitz and glamour, why people would believe in them so much. And it turns out early in the season, my thoughts have been confirmed. The Lakers have the 20th ranked defense by defensive rating in the NBA. Their transition defense is 6th in points per possession. Both of those things just clear indicators in my mind that this team is not serious as of right now. And it's not like they've played a particularly difficult schedule either. I'm not even a person who really thinks that defensive stats matter all that much. Defensive rating, on-offs, all those kinds of things can get muddled, but team defensive stats matter a little more than individual defensive stats. But still, even when you watch the tape, your eyes will tell you that this team just doesn't have enough. They're too unathletic. They're too small at times. They just don't care sometimes. And it really is, unfortunately, because of guys like Luka and now, Reeves and LeBron, these guys who like to talk with the refs a lot. Oftentimes, the Lakers just find themselves out of position if our calls aren't going their way. And mind you, this is the team that takes the most free throws in the league. So, not too entirely sure what they would be complaining about. So, in my mind, this team just doesn't have enough. Again, they're too small. Their point of attack defense is practically non-existent. A lot of these guys get blown by on the perimeter. And as we saw when they played the Spurs in the NBA Cup, their perimeter guys just get toasted all day long. And DeAndre Ayton is not the kind of center who's going to help clean up all those defensive mistakes. So while this team is getting run up and down the floor and just beat in the half court, they do not have enough to win a championship. And that, even historically, considering their stats, historically this lines up as well. I went back just 10 years, the last 10 years of NBA champions, and looked at their defensive ratings in the regular season. And the single worst defensive rating amongst the last 10 champions was the Denver Nuggets in 2023. They were the 15th ranked defense. So historically, it seems like you have to have, at the bare minimum, a top half of the league defense to win a championship. And that Denver Nuggets team didn't exactly play a gauntlet of fantastic offenses in the playoffs that season. They played the Timberwolves, who were 23rd round one. They played the Suns, who I think were 14th round one. And then they played the Lakers in round 3, the 20th ranked offense. And then the Heat. The Heat just got on a heater that entire playoffs, and that's how they made it to the finals. And then it disappears in the finals against the Nuggets, and they win. I could also mention, although we won't because this video is primarily about the Lakers defense, but this team is also winning a ton of clutch games, which is very cool, which is very fun. They are built to do that because they have 3 of the best playmakers in the NBA, 2 of maybe the best playmakers we've ever seen. Still, I think that that leads to the possibility for variance. You can't rely on clutch time play in order to win the championship. You can't. It's just a dangerous formula. It's scary. There's too much variance there. So it's not something they can rely on to win consistently. I'm not going to waste any more time. I do want to dive into a little bit of tape. We can examine the defense. We can watch the breakdowns happen, and we can kind of run through those motions ourselves and observe what's going on. Something that to me is just like really inexcusable and kind of lazy. So we have the Lakers committing a turnover. Luka's already back. Standing right in front of Stephon Castle, right in front of his path to the rim. And like, I mean, how did Steph Castle get around? He just steps around him. He just walks around him. That's lazy. That is lazy. That's bad, man. And it's not even like you're tired. We're 4 minutes into the game. Like, you can't be exhausted. That one is so inexcusable. I'm looking at that one on, on the playback. Wild. Spurs come in 6. Luka was really bad defensively in this one. Again, the transition, the laziness. So Steph Castle contests that shot from Luka. Luka probably thinks this one is going in, but it rims out. Steph Castle is leaking out. He's already behind him. He's already down the court. They allow this pass to get to Castle, and then you let him get position under the basket, and then he rises up and you foul him. Like, just take your hand away. What are you doing? That's bad defense. It's a bad foul. Inexcusable. Like, Luka was really, really bad in this one. Again, this is early in the game. Again, really simple stuff here where the Lakers are just miscommunicating swishes or getting blown by. So we have Devin Vassell starting off the corner. He comes off a little kind of pin down action from Luke Cornett here, but Cornett's just going to flip around. This is going to turn into a stagger screen set. So basically we're in horns here, So Vassell's going to pick and pop to the three-point line. Cornett's going to roll to the rim this way. And Gabe Vincent switches this, but too late. So Stephon Castle just blows directly by him. So now, Ayton kind of has to step up and be here to contain the drive from Castle. Rui has to help off of the corner in order to stop the lob to Cornett. And Steph Castle makes an excellent skip pass to the corner. Wide open three. I don't want to harp on this too much, but again, like Luka just getting beat in transition defense. Derek Harper stealing that, and then just in the open court, just right to the rim. Not even a contest. Nothing. No real effort. This is a really poor angle on this, but just kind of hilarious. So, obviously, we're going to get a missed free throw here. Marcus Smart, for some reason, makes no attempt to put a body on Derek Harper. Instead, comes over to provide help with Luka, who's kind of getting hustled out. But Derek Harper then gets the rebound and just puts him right back up. What are we doing? How does that happen? This is another example of the Lakers I'm not sure what we're doing at any point during this possession. So we have Dylan Harper up top. He's got Luka on him. De'Aaron Fox, I believe, set a screen or did a handoff, and he's filtering out. So Marcus Smart should be filtering out with De'Aaron Fox. Instead, Marcus is just kind of floating here for some reason. De'Aaron Fox is going to cut over to the corner, but Marcus Smart's just going to stand right here. He's not providing help defense. He's not putting a body on anybody. He's not doing anything. Jackson Hayes comes over to help contain the drive from Dylan Harper. And Luka does a nice job of bodying up, staying on him, and kind of muscling him out of the way. But Dylan's going to throw this ball to Justin or Julian. I can never remember. But Champagnie out here. And Laravia is going to tag him. But Marcus Smart, who's just been standing here the entire time, not moving out to anybody else, not trying to play any defense, is just going to let Keldon Johnson get a wide open three up here at the top, and he makes no effort, doesn't even move. So Marcus Smart, who supposedly, and I do think is a decent defender on ball, but like his man just filters out to the corner, and he stands in the paint the entire time while some guy up top shoots a wide open three. Like, what are we doing? So the Lakers, after that first quarter in which they really struggled to contain downhill action from the ball handlers on San Antonio and man-to-man coverage, they switched to zone early. The Spurs on the previous possession had a wide open three that they missed, but here in this transition play, already we have two guys pinching in to stop Steph Castle from driving. Luke Cornett's going to set a simple back screen here, and Champagnie has a wide open three. Broke the zone. Here's just some lack of court awareness again in transition. So we're coming off of miss here. DeAndre Ayton is going to be the last Laker up the floor. His man Luke Cornett right here is already in motion. So Luke Cornett is busting DeAndre's ass down the court. He sees Gabe Vincent pick him up. DeAndre Ayton should look around and say, okay, I see 4 Spurs in front of me. I see 4 of my own guys in front of me. There must be someone I'm missing that I'm supposed to guard, and that's Champagnie here, who's trailing the play. And we're going to get a trail 3 off of this because DeAndre Ayton doesn't know who he's supposed to be picking up, and there's no communication from anybody. Surprise, surprise, the Spurs guards are toasting the Lakers in transition. So Dylan Harper dribbles right around Luka there. Rui tries to pick him up, but again, he changes pace, gets right by Louis. Austin Reeves collapses on him. Harrison Barnes is just going to float out to the corner. And Luka, who's still just standing here defending nobody and doing nothing in this play, he's going to let one of the best corner three-point shooters in the NBA get a wide open look. He actually throws his arms up, yelling about something. Shocker. Shocker. Luka Doncic yelling about something instead of playing the game. Who would have thought? And as much as I love Austin Reeves as a guy who genuinely seems like he tries sometimes, but he just gets blown by way too easily. And then we have some weak-ass help defense coming over. Does nothing. Just gets put under the basket. Rises right up. Just no prevention at all. And this one, again, just an inexcusable lack of effort. So Luka spins off of Fox here. He's going to try to throw this corner pass. Intercepted by Harrison Barnes. I do not know what he's throwing his arms up about. I'm assuming when he rolled off of the air in there, he kind of bumped him. I have no idea. I don't think there was any foul anywhere. He throws his hands up. He's talking to the ref. And then Harrison Barnes just... Luka's just jogging up the court as they're getting their ass beat. And instead of trying to get back and play defense, he's just bitching to the refs. Excellent play call here on the Spurs' behalf. So we've got kind of coming up, we're setting up in a horns action here. We've got coming up for this little stagger screen type thing. Instead, Luke Cornett is just going to turn around and he's going to rescreen for Devin Vassell here, who's going to flare off, forcing Rui to go. Rui goes under the screen, so he's going to be on the left side here. Devin Vassell catches, Luke Cornett flips, rescreens. So we've got Rui moving to his left, now having to shift back to his right. He has to go over this screen to prevent the pull-up. But that's going to force the help from LeBron here off of the wing. Nice pass out to Steph Castle, who knocks down the screen. I've said this a million times, but lack of communication is killing this team. So we've got in transition. Reeves is going to tell Rui to pick up the ball here. And I think Reeves thinks LeBron is going to pick up Vassell, and that means Reeves will pick up Harrison Barnes. But nobody really communicates anything at all until it's too late. So Reeves tells Rui to pick up ball. He does. And then, again, there's just no communication here except for LeBron. Just now, as Devin Vassell is catching the ball wide open for 3, just now are we saying, hey, go cover him. I got Harrison Barnes. And the Spurs get a wide open transition 3. Just no communication from anybody. And this will be the last one, probably before I just skip to clutch time. It's not really much of a contest from here, but yet again, in transition, we're picking up the ball, but Steph Castle is going to get right to the rim on a simple change of pace here. Blows right by Rui without any sort of contest at all. Just the Lakers don't have a single person that can contain drives. Like, even Marcus Smart, who supposedly can, is like pretty lacking as an off-ball defender in the NBA at this point in his career. It's really a travesty, and you can't win like this, especially against teams with like really elite guard play. So like I said, we're gonna skip to clutch time where things get a little more interesting, but still we experience more breakdowns. This is really the play that kind of just shut the door on any sort of Lakers comeback. As you can see here in the lower right, the Lakers had been on an 11-0 run. They had made this game interesting, and they had 3 minutes left, plenty of time to make something happen with only an 8-point deficit. Instead, they're going to give a wide open 3 here, which basically just shuts the door on any sort of comeback. So De'Aaron Fox in the paint, of course, as we've seen a million times this game. He's going to pass this ball out to Devin Vassell. I think Luka makes a nice read to get over there and force the pass. So we're forcing back out to the top of the key. Marcus Smart is coming out here to cover Steph Castle. But Steph Castle getting into the paint yet again. He's going to make this beautiful pass out to De'Aaron Fox, who gets a wide open 3. So what happened here is, obviously we see De'Aaron makes this initial pass, and then he just filters out to the corner, and LeBron is covering Luke Cornett. Austin Reeves is covering Harrison Barnes. Rui is just here. Not sure who he thinks he's supposed to be defending. They're both trying to contain the drive from Steph Castle, but it feels like, again, there's just no communication about who's supposed to be defending De'Aaron Fox. I mean, again, Rui is out in no man's land. There was nobody screaming and yelling at him. Nobody even notices that De'Aaron makes it to the corner. Luka, who has now resorted to just ball watching and is so far off of Devin Vassell that if he were to catch the ball out here, it's an easy 3. And we just get this beautiful pass out to the corner. Luka tries to close out, but it doesn't matter. It just, again, like, the rotations don't make sense. The Spurs got 2 paint touches, 2 very easy paint touches, and that led to this wide open 3, which ultimately cost the Lakers the game. All right, last little one here real quick. So LeBron is just not even in a defensive stance at all. He has no interest. The body language shows that he has no interest in defending this play. He's also so far back to have any hope of containing a drive from Steph Castle, who would just blow by him at this point in his career, which is very sad. Luke Cornett using his big-ass body to prevent Rui from making the easy switch. Little snatchback dribble, and we get a 3. The Lakers just do not have the personnel to make the defense work. Well, I think that's just going to go ahead and wrap us up for this video here today. Again, I don't like shitting on teams too much, but it is the Lakers. It is Luka, and as an OKC fan, I am certified allowed to be a Luka hater, as according to the code of ethics for NBA fans. But yeah, I just, like I said at the top of this video, I never understood the Lakers' optimism. Personally, like, I get it because it's LeBron, it's the Lakers, it's Luka, whatever, but in a realistic basketball world, I did not understand the optimism. I think we're seeing it play out in real time that it's just not going to be the year for the Lakers. We're going to have to see how they retool about Reeves and Luka moving forward, and maybe we'll get into some more interesting conversations in just a few years. But yeah, that's going to do it for me here today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully my voice is not too distracting. If you like this, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new here. Do all the things that the typical YouTubers tell you to do. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Okay, bye.